Hello everybody, welcome back once again. We're playing Baldur's Gate 3, playing as the Dark Urge and trying to get the maximum amount of experience as we can. Starting out here in Grimforge, I'm actually just going to be, I guess finally actually completing this. There isn't much left. But anyways, in order to start this out here, you'll want to speak with Elder Brithvar. There's no, or at least I didn't get any approval going through the dialogue options there. But basically, we're trying to convince him to join us in helping take out Near, or Nair, whatever the Drow's name is. And so there's a couple of pretty easy checks to go through with him. And then the next up would be speaking with Sergeant Thrin. There's a reward here for returning her boots. We're gonna get them back anyway, so you know, I don't know. I must have had them on Karlach. But yeah, anyways, we'll be getting those back very shortly. And then what I'm gonna do here is use the rune powder vial. We got that from, I forget her name. Yeah, but here in the smoke powder reserve, it's kind of funny that I have little quest icons here, but I've actually already been there and got the items, which really weird that that's showing up, but whatever. Anyways, what you want to do here is use this one. You want to use the vial. You don't really want to use the full rune powder cask that you can get over there. Reason for that is if you use the full one, it's just going to blow everything up around here and everyone. So you'll end up taking out a bunch of people that you probably don't want to take out. So definitely don't do that. But anyways, I usually just throw the little vial on top of the cave-in. You know, though, I feel like I probably don't need to do that. I'm going to see if I can just use a blunt weapon. Because this thing is it's a medium toughness. I'm going to try that. Let's pick this back up. Maybe I'll save that for later. So I'm just going to throw on a couple of blunt weapons here. And we'll see if I can... Oh, nope. Immune to bludgeoning damage. Alright, well that's not an option, I guess, then. I'm sure there's other things, though, that you can do to bust this place open, but we'll just put that right back. Oh, I like how it's floating there, too. That's good job, guys. Alright, let's get my weapon re-equipped here. And, yeah, definitely stand back. Also, actually, it's a... I don't know who I need to take for this. I may end up switching my characters up, so I'm going to end up saving here, too. Here we go. Alright, let's see here.
Blast that thing to bits!
There we go.
Baulder, can you hear me? Baulder!
Alright, so, just an FYI, this little
Finally.
gnome
Worthless
can't be
slave.
saved.
Your incompetence has been my ruin. Nay, does not fail.
Well, it sounds like he did fail. Anyways, yeah, the little gnome there I noticed when I swapped to a different character to watch this scene. Right as the scene, or the cut scene happens, you can actually see that little gnome back there. I didn't catch her name, but she dies as part of the cutscene. I actually tried to take her out just to see if we could get any sort of extra experience, but you can't. When you shoot her, she just disappears. So don't worry about that, I guess. Also, oops, let's go. Stop! No more innocents will die today. Near. Mysterio doesn't like that. Okay, so I swapped out a couple of characters. I've got Gale and Will. They are going to both get approval for this. Shadowheart won't be getting any, but that's fine. You definitely, with the choices that I'm about to make, you do not want to take Asterion. You will lose approval with him. And then actually, oddly, Karlach too. And I'm not really sure why. or it doesn't really seem to make that much sense to me. But if you side with Brithvar, when you make that choice, Karlach will lose approval. It makes no sense to me. But one of the things, though, is if you want, like if you really, or if you've been using Karlach or even Astarion, all you really need to do is make sure that they're not like super close when you have that conversation or make those choices that results in the disapproval. And then after those choices have been made, then you can just move them back into range. So really your choice if that's something that you want to do. But anyways, let's blow up this rune powder vial. And actually here, let's see if I can spot that gnome back there. So sometimes you can spot the gnome in the back. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, there she is back there. Myrna. So that's the gnome that you'll see in the cutscene. I think I mentioned her. But anyways, you can't do anything with her. I've tried to shoot her before, to try to get some extra experience, and she'll just disappear. So nothing that you can do. I'll just show you. Why not, right?
Death won't take me yet.
Oh yeah, and then she disappeared. And then it starts the battle. Okay, so it's just the start of the battle here. What I want to happen is I want to take out actually all these enemies. Let's do let me just get this turn out of the way. All right. All right. So there's obviously one enemy up top. There's a couple more down here. Obviously, here's Nair is the big bad. Sergeant Thrin's there. We've got an archer here. I've noticed that Stoneguard Kerr is completely suicidal. Basically, what she usually does on her first turn is to like take a shot or two at one of these guys, and then she'll just like stand over here, and then and she makes it really easy for one of these guys to just push her right into the lava. We don't want that to happen because if they push her into the lava, we lose the experience from her. Basically, we're gonna kill off all of these allies other than Elder Brithvar, and actually I think I'm just going to leave the gnomes alone for the time being as well. I may not, I'm probably going to end up knocking them all out later, aside from maybe Barkus Root. But yeah, so there's, it's a bit of a complicated battle. Also, did I mention not killing Nair with an elemental attack? Basically, don't finish him off with like any sort of elemental attack because it'll char his body. And the Dark Urge will lose an inspiration if you do that. So again, make sure that you finish him off with like a weapon attack. And don't, I made the mistake of using a lightning bolt and finishing him off with that. And that, yeah, that didn't work out for me. So I guess just keep that in mind. I think I might be able to, oh yeah, we're totally going to torch these three. Yes, indeed. But yeah, all right. So I'm also we're gonna have some other allies come in from down below, like I think it's Stonemason Kith. They'll join in on the battle. Just make sure that you take them out as well. And again, you need to make sure. Also, it's really important. You need to get the last hit on the allies, otherwise you'll lose the experience too. So it's not just like them being thrown into the lava that you'll miss out. You can't let the enemies finish them off. You actually have to be the one to do it. So just keep that in mind. But I think what I'll do here is just do this as I try to, or I've been trying to do this battle off screen, and I'll just kind of show you the results or the carnage. Okay, so I'm actually just about to finish this battle now. I actually brought Nair all the way out here. And I did take out Elder Brithvar. I didn't realize it at first, but if you don't kill him in battle, you don't get experience for him if you kill him afterwards. And there just isn't really a reason to do that too, because there's another Dwargar that does the whole conversation anyway. So it's kind of funny that it plays out that way, but But again, what it really actually means is that you want to kill all of the allies other than the gnomes. To take out all the Dwargar allies and the enemies. And again, you have to make sure that you're getting all the kill shots on the allies though as well. So
Another parasite. Collect it.
there it
It
is.
might be useful.
And hopefully, where's this other dwarf at? It should be showing up here. I did get the one inspiration there for
Easy, boss.
Will. There's Shadowheart. Let's see here. What was going on over here?
Shit.
There we
Brithos
go.
kicked the tanker.
This guy,
Was over in
Kiergrath.
dirt.
Where did he even come from?
Here's your cut.
But there you have
Half
the
spoils
the
like
500
bricks
gold
to the scrap
reward.
before the buggers
And then
all
we're gonna
rise
say,
charging.
and the slaves, what about them? Oh, actually, let me make sure though. I want to make sure that everybody is here. Yeah, looks good. Just want to make sure that everybody's here in range of the conversation. And the slaves, what about them?
Speak up, Chief.
No,
Can't just let
we're
the clan keep them.
we're gonna use the persuasion option here. Let the gnomes go; they'll just slow you down. And then I guess I should probably save here and throw some bonuses on. Let's do this one, and why not?
Yeah, might be right about that.
And there you have it.
More
The
bodies
approval
we've got
from
to
Gale,
slay them
Shadowheart, and
You
Will.
free squatties. Get your legs moving.
And then the rest of
Bigger
these
goblins,
don't make
drow,
any.
gnolls, even humans.
That
Ain't
conversation
no one
doesn't
that'll
matter.
try to turn.
This is just weird though too. Why did they? We've already convinced him to leave the gnomes. Why is there another option that says leave and take the slaves with you? Makes no sense. Anyways, that is it for the gnomes. Oh, let's hit. Oh, look at this. Oh, hello. Am I gonna be able to whack another dude out of this too? It sure looks like it. Rolled a critical miss, because of course I did. Well, that is gonna be funny. Let's see if this guy actually gives us any experience though.
This is my time.
This is gonna be really funny. He does. That is wild. Oh, last thing here. Man, that's just crazy. Wait, he has another 500 gold? This is just... Alright, well, I don't know if the gnomes are gonna get angry with me if I grab that. They might, though.
I've seen everything.
I see the, like... Why is that body red? Whatever. Anyways, Thud. Thud has a helmet, which is another reason why you want to take him out. It says during combat, when the wearer starts their turn with 50% hit points or less, they gain Wrath for 2 turns. That is pretty cool. So yeah, just another extra piece of gear out, as well actually as the Deep Delver. Dig Deep, inflict shattered on hits. I don't know if that's going to be any good, but let's read his journal too. And by read, I mean, you know, skim. And then the last thing that we're going to want to do here... Oh, Nir is way back over here. Gotta go find Nir's body. And we're going to chop his head off, which I know, brutal, but we are playing as the Dark Urge, and it's just one of those Dark Urge things.
The decaying corpse.
And also that is why, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it though again. You cannot finish off Nir with an elemental attack because it will char his corpse, and it will make it so that this option is not available. So don't do that. Nailed that one.
The head breaks off.
Chop, chop, chop. Oops, did I loot all
catches
that
your
stuff?
eye.
Yeah, okay, so I looted all this other stuff too. This doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna go with the investigation option for fun. But this, it just gives you a little bit of info on
You see
the
no burn or wick.
on the lantern.
was not
Even same with the
feeling that
Arcana
like
option
this.
here. This doesn't really, it's not going to do anything for us, but
This is pixie dust.
why not? Because
Used to illuminate.
checks are fun, right? And there it is, finally, the inspiration there, Head of the Snake. So, again, 2 inspirations, actually quite a bit of approval, an absolute boatload of experience for all of these guys. A lot of really nice items as well. Also, I think we get those boots back from Sergeant Thrin here. Bingo, Boots of Speed. Oh, interesting. I forgot about the Ring of Absolute Force. So yeah, there's another item to add to the list of things that we looted from this little excursion. The last thing that I'm gonna do here, although I need to test some things, is dealing with the gnomes. I think at this point you can tell Barkus to go back to your camp, and he'll kind of hang out there for a little while. And you definitely want to do that first, and then I might knock out the rest of them. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing with the gnomes. Okay, next step here is to talk to Barkus Root. I don't think we're going to be able to get any sort of approval out of him, but we kind of just want him to get on his way and into our camp. Okay, so after I spoke with Barkus Root, who was kind of standing over here, I did speak with Beldron and went through his different dialogue options. There isn't much there other than they put you on the trail of one of the other gnomes. And then all I did was used, I think, a couple of smoke clouds. Is that the name of this spell? I always forget the name. Fog cloud. To kind of obscure their vision, and then I knocked them all out and got the little bit of experience from them. Yeah, 75 for Lunk Bug, 20 for Apprentice Larita. She's this one here. What else? Is it 75 for the other two? Yeah, 75 for Beldron. And yeah, 75 for Welso as well. So that is where we're at as of right now. Almost everything has been completely wiped out of this area. I do need to check though. Oh, I didn't loot these guys before, I don't think. Oh yeah, look at this. It's got a bunch of res scrolls. Probably never use those, but you know what? Why not? And there's Headless Near. Maybe he'll come back as a horseman. Let's see. I think I got rid of the guard that was. There used to be a guard that was pathing through here. I think I got rid of her though. And then, yeah, I think that's Mirthis up here. Guess I didn't loot her though. Yeah, nothing important. Let's grab this backpack now. Bunch of this stuff, it's nice now that nobody's around. You don't have to worry about, getting caught swiping the stuff, so. And then here's Drar. Took her out in the battle. Let's give that arrow to Asterion. Oh, I didn't notice this scroll of web back here. Probably will never use that, but you never know. Guess I could always teach somebody that spell. There is one last thing that we need to do before we leave Grimforge, and that is to take out these Roth down here. Oh. Junk. Alright, yeah, these, excuse me, these 3 Roth back here can be taken out. I don't think that there's any sort of approval from the conversation, but I am going to save here. Just because you never know. I don't have Speak with Animals on anymore. I don't remember don't remember resting, though. That's weird. There we go. Plenty of potions. Okay. She doesn't have anything to say.
The name means little to you. Your heart.
Here he brings up Catherick
name
Thorm.
faded into I blessed to see many live. I saw tusks and I know not. So
Alright. And yeah, looks like these guys aren't going to have anything to say. Yeah, nothing to say. Alright, well, in that case, if you've got nothing useful to say, down you go. Oh, that's right, she's got this staff on now. Okay, garbage. Boop. I kind of feel bad straight up killing him when I could just knock him out, but I have a feeling that it's not really gonna matter. And there's that. So, what was that? 40, 40, and 40? Yeah, another 120. And that is it for Grimforge. I'm not sure if I've got anything before the Goblin Village, but I will be checking. This recent playthrough has been kind of a mess, and I've kind of been hopping all over the place, and so I'm probably gonna have to spend just a little bit of time making sure that I've got everything straightened out. And then hopefully, though, it will be heading to the Goblin Village because there is a ton to do there. Okay, as promised, the next part is indeed the Goblin Camp. Oh, look at this. Good old camera angles. All right, let's head on over and harass Volo. There's actually just a little bit of approval with Asterion here. Don't take Karlak, though. Karlak will not approve of this. In my playthrough, Karlak, or this current playthrough, Karlak is actually maxed out, I believe, for approval. I think, anyway. But alright, at the very least, she's really close. But anyways, alright, let's talk to Volo here. We're gonna heckle him a little bit. Boo! Get off the stage! There, Asterion approves of that. Alright. Boo! Okay, next up is the chicken chasing game. There's actually just a little bit of opportunity to get some companion approval here, so that's why I'm going to do that. I need to speak with Krola, and I'm going to say I can handle myself just fine. For starters, that's no chicken, that's an owlbear, and then could be fun.
Sound easy.
Sounds fun, and of course, let's make a real wager of 300. At this point, I don't really... need cash, but you know, why not? Alright, so let's bring everybody over here. I noticed that this can get a little tricky because there's a persuasion option that we have to do with the owlbear. Also, you have to do the basically you have to kill the mother owlbear before the owlbear will show up in camp. If the owlbear cub hasn't shown up here, you may have to rest, do a long rest. But anyways, I did actually confirm that my Karlak is capped out for approval. So there was actually, my guess would be there's a little bit of approval that you could potentially get from this persuasion option with her. But since I'm capped out, I'm not getting any. So I know for sure my Shadowheart and Gale are not capped out yet, which is also kind of weird because I'm pretty sure Gale was capped out earlier in some of my footage. But I've done some backtracking and doing some things differently, so I'm guessing that's what happened there. But and I'm also not sure if Will is going to get any here. Something tells me maybe not. But anyways, let's head up here and let's just start the conversation with this owlbear cub as quickly as we can. We're going to go with the top persuasion option, and I am going to save because this one's a little tricky. I've actually had quite a few failures for this. Let's use inspiration and guidance. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'll take it.
Safe.
Alright, yeah, so Gale and a Shadowheart only. No approval from Will, unfortunately, but whatever. And then he'll just run right to the end. Otherwise, this game can be a little annoying, trying to get him to go where you want. But yeah, that's definitely the best way to handle that. Also, now I need to figure out, though, if there's any approval here for the following dialogue here. We're going to need to, I think, like, intimidate her into actually paying us. Because she tries to pull a fast one and say, like, oh, no, the wager's no good because you're not a goblin. Okay, so to resolve this, I've got Gale, Lae'zel, and Shadowheart now. Lae'zel isn't going to get any approval from the initial Illithid Wisdom option here. I actually have never used this quite yet, so if you've already used your Illithid Wisdom, there will be a follow-up conversation between your party members. You know, basically they'll talk about whether or not they think that we should be using the powers or not. And so my guess is that that almost has to be gone if you've already used it, right? But anyways, the other two options don't resolve in any, or you don't get any approval from either of these two. So I am going to use the third option. Let's nailed it. All right, critical success. And there you have it, the Gale and Shadowheart approval for the initial conversation. And then the follow-up here, I'm going to basically just say that we shouldn't be using the power. So it says, if the power comes from these parasites, it can't be trusted, however useful it might be. And that gets you the Lae'zel approval as well as a little bit more of the Shadowheart. If you have Asterion with you, and you tell her that, or you use the Illithid Wisdom option, you'll get some approval with him. But then if you use this option, that you shouldn't use the powers, then he will not like that. So it's possible. All right, let me rephrase that. If you say that we should use the powers afterwards with the second part of the conversation, Asterion will gain approval with that as well. So it really just depends on who you want to get more approval with. And then for Karlach, I'm not sure. She's capped out for me, so I'm not sure what, or if there's going to be any approval at all for her. And then on top of that, Will was not getting any for either of those conversations. So obviously not somebody that I thought that was really worth bringing. Okay, next up, actually, once the owlbear is back being chased around, there actually is another opportunity for some approval. Now, as I said before, though, my Karlach is capped out, and I think she could have, excuse me, she could have potentially got some approval from that conversation, but I didn't. Let me just see here. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Yeah, she's capped out. Relationship is exceptional. I did, however, get some approval with Shadowheart and Gale. The next part here is going to be pretty intense. I am going to get rid of Karlach and Gale and grab Asterion and Lae'zel. Stay behind. You heard me. So yeah, I'll grab those two and then I'll pick the... Okay, so next up is the big battle here with the goblins, and you have to do things just right if you want to get all of what I'm about to get, I guess, out of this. Oh, before I forget, I need to turn off non-lethals. So the first thing here is to break up your party or toggle the group mode. I always bring my main character into the center here. This is kind of like where all of the goblins end up congregating, and we're gonna need to hit them pretty hard here, and a bunch of them at the same time. Asterion can start out next to the booze tub, and then Lae'zel doesn't really matter, just as long as she's not too close. I don't really want her being the one that's doing the conversation. I almost stole from this. Let's climb back up here, and all right. So let's buff up here too. I'm just gonna bless. I probably don't really need to do much else. All right. Next step is to go and viz on Asterion, and then interact with the booze tub, and drag some poison into it. Hit combine. And that'll start a conversation. Or it'll start a cutscene, I guess I should say. Oh, yes, yeah, conversation too. Alright, it's your party. Celebrate it however you like. And then she wants to toast. Raise your glass and shout, "May I bed each and every one of you before the sun sets," because that's hilarious. And she's a little taken back. I thought one of these, the male goblins replied with something, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Anyways, the next part is to do this deception option. After you, I shouldn't drink before the host. Let's see here. Let's add some advantage, I guess. Definitely going to save here. We're about to get a ton of inspiration, so even if you fail any of these checks and have to redo it, that's fine. Although there was the success right there. I'm gonna resave. Good idea to resave after the success too, because the next part is really tricky with the timing. Okay, here is the success on the deception check. I'm gonna hit continue. And first thing we want to do is immediately go into turn-based mode, and you got to be really quick with this, and then hit shatter. Looks like I might have killed one too many. Let's see here. This might be okay, but 1, 2, 3, 4. It says 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. Okay, that worked perfectly. All right. One thing is, I didn't actually want to kill extras. I really only wanted to kill 5. And 5 is the requirement for the unfriendly fire inspiration for the Dark Urge. So it says defeat 5 neutral enemies in a single round. So the reason why this all works, and the reason why you want to do it exactly like this, is by poisoning them, I should say, after you poison them, and poisoning them obviously gets you an inspiration as well. For the Dark Urge. Now it's a party. And then immediately going into turn-based mode has them still neutral. The problem is if you wait too long, they won't be neutral anymore, and somebody will accuse you of poisoning them, which is an issue in 2 ways. Obviously, they won't be neutral, right, because they'll go hostile. I guess unless you pass that check, because there will be a check, and you can deceive them or whatever and say whatever, no, it wasn't me, or what, or I wouldn't have hung around if I was the one that poisoned you. The other problem though is that if you get that message, most times, and it's not every time, but most times, it means that one of the goblins has died from the poison, and you do not want that to happen because you will lose the experience from that goblin as well. So just keep that in mind. At this point, I think I'm just going to end my turn, which is unfortunate. I probably should have had haste on. Yeah, I really should have. Oh, well, I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, so I'll just end my turn here. I'm probably not going to do anything with Lazel either. Yeah, I really should have been hasted. That was really not smart, because I would have had another turn then to do something else here. I guess I can just haste myself now. Why not? All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is kill 5 more enemies with the main character. To get yet another inspiration with the Dark Urge. But we're also going to get an inspiration for Lazel, which is the reason for bringing her here, which is called Pentacrush. It's basically the same inspiration as the Dark Urge. It's for killing 5 enemies in 1 turn. But also, keep in mind, you got to be really quick here, and some of these goblins will die of the poison still while you're in battle. So you just have to be really careful that none of them, die from that. So we'll just have to keep an eye here. Oftentimes, it's this Sharp Eye Mirg that dies. So again, just make sure that doesn't happen. Now, let me see if I've got... I'm looking for another scroll of shatter. I think it's on Lazel. Yeah, I never sent it back over. Alright, so we'll just send that back over to my main character.
So much for peace.
And then let's use this thing. I'm also going to save here because we want to make sure that this actually works. Looks like I can't quite hit everybody, but that's okay. This probably makes more sense, though, to do something like that. There it is. Pentacrush. I don't know why they didn't just go with Pentakill, you know, as a reference, but maybe that's trademarked. And there you have it. Haunted One, Killing Spree, and the Pentacrush. So that's the, you know, the two more of the inspirations that happened here. At this point, it doesn't really matter. You can kill all these enemies out, although I think I'm still going to... I really want to take... Let's do the offhand attack here. I really want to make sure that Sharp Eye Mirror gets killed this turn. Again, unfortunately, I've noticed a lot of times Sharp Eye Mirror either dies immediately, and even sometimes before you can go into turn-based mode, or it'll die really quickly within that battle. So again, just make sure that you're getting that goblin down, you know, as soon as you possibly can, to avoid any lost experience. Okay, so that was it. I took everything out. Also, it's kind of funny. I expected to use those barrels, but I just didn't end up needing them. That also would have been a decent way to, you know, rack up some kills here, though, is to just set those off. But the next step is going to be actually mostly just using a steering. I'm going to break up the party here and leave everybody else down below. But what we're going to do here is just climb up top, and then we'll have to jump up here. And stand about right there. Go into stealth. And we'll just pop Booyah Piddle. I actually really like that guy. It feels bad. He's like the scholar goblin. So that gets him down. Next up is Stimpk. And all the other goblins that are still sleeping up here, which is always very fun. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. Jeez. I was like, why am I not going into stealth? Well, it's because you have to hit the stealth button. Who would have thunk it? Alright, so there's the first 3, and then we've got 2 more over here. Plunk. And pow. Okay, that should be it. 67, 62. I have to go back and reference my other playthrough. I'm curious how I'm stacking up at this point. Let's jump. Actually, that's not a good accurate, or that's not a good representation of my EXP anyway. 6907. Yeah, that's the one that matters. The other characters, yeah, are going to be obviously quite a bit lower because I just got so many inspirations with the main character. But that is it for the big open area here. The other nice thing about all this now is that the owlbear cub will go back to the camp. I think you have to rest though, and I mean you may have to rest multiple times. But, you know, it'll eventually end up back at the camp. Also, if you haven't already done it, you can steal some of this meat. I have this in a video a ways back, but you can grab the roasted dwarf and eat that, and it will give you an inspiration. But oh, there it is. I guess I forgot to do it on this playthrough too. But there you have it. So that's even another inspiration here for this area. So really, really stacked them up here in a short amount of time. I think was that 3? Oh, 4. Yeah, if we don't count the head of the snake. Yeah, I guess that's a ways back. But anyways, now it's a party, unfriendly fire, killing spree, and good old long pig, all in, you know, whatever, 5 minutes. So, all right. So I actually just need to Need to whack one more dude here. This is Brawler Rancer, who's is hilarious. He's also one of my favorite goblins because he's gonna be a someday he's gonna be a big old boy. Can I get him to say it before I off him? Let's see if he says it here.
I'll be a big old boy.
Oh my god. Oh man, gets me every time. Alright. Sorry. He's gonna be a big old boy in Goblin Heaven. Okay, that is actually going to be it for this one. The next one we will pick up some stuff here in the Shattered Sanctum. But yeah, that is it for this one. So as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.